Thank you very much, Dr. Sara Battuti. And I want to state that AUC is part of the community of the Race to Zero. The American University in Cairo, like Dr. Ihab Abdurrahman, the provost, mentioned in his speech, that we are signatory to the Race to Zero universities and colleges, and we are planning or trying to put our roadmap to the net zero plan. Thank you, Dr. Sara. Now we have our last speaker, then we will leave the floor to the moderator and to the panel to start. Engineer Hoda Ibrahim. She will talk about the carbon footprint report, carbon footprint. Engineer Hoda, she's Sustainability Manager in Applying Limited. She's a board member of Egypt Green Building Council. She is an environmental engineering with more than 16 years of experience in sustainability field in the MENA region and Africa. She is lead AP, well AP, EDGE expert, EDGE auditor, EDGE faculty, USGBC faculty, and USGBC pro reviewer, Tarshid assessor, environmental product declarations specialist, and a lead advisory technical committee group member. Please welcome with me Dr. Hoda.
Good evening, everyone. We are happy to welcome you to our first international Net Zero International Conference here in Egypt, organized by Egypt GBC and the American University in Cairo. Today we will talk about the net zero concept in construction industry. We will focus on the construction material, energy consumption, waste consumption, and benefits and limitation we have faced in the construction industry. The main concept is reducing the carbon footprint in the construction industry. We will explain the carbon footprint of construction materials, energy efficient building design practices, and how we can reach to net zero. Impact of construction waste on emission. The construction material in general, the global CO2 emission by sector, as we can see here, and the transport, it's 23% non-building, it's around 10 to 32%. Core and shell building, it's 11%. Other building material finishes, it's around 10%, and the main is almost 28% in the building operations. So as we all see here that the global carbon emissions around 40% in the construction materials, so that's what we are looking for and we are trying to do, and the collaboration with the United States Green Building Council and the development of LEED version 5 now, which will be released on December 2023. We, as a professional in the construction material, we are looking for reducing waste, not only recycling or reusing, but reducing waste from the design phase. Embedded carbon and materials and the construction materials, when we are talking about the embedded carbon, mainly we are focusing on the life cycle assessment. The life cycle assessment, we need to have more focus on the practices or the impact of the environmental, of the material in the environment, from the raw material till the end of life of this product. So the main factor in the life cycle of the material was recycling. What we need to consider during the design phase, we need to focus on the recycling materials, the impact of recyclability and the material design varies from 50 to 70% on savings and reducing the carbon footprint. So, how we can consider the material as sustainable? When we are looking for the waste that we produce till the disposal, we see that the source of raw material, transportation, and the component of the material, if it's like Dr. Salah Al-Haggar said, the biofuel materials, it's the versus from using fuels and using the natural material. This can be a revolution in the construction industry to use the biofuel material, especially in the indoor finishes like carpets, paints, and any chemicals that used in the material. The energy consumption. When we are talking about the energy consumption and net zero, it's not that easy. Actually, the energy consumption, to focus on the energy consumption and the net zero concept, we need to go for the renewable energy. In addition to that, from the design phase, we need to focus on the passive design, how we are depending on the passive ventilation, the natural ventilation, and the circularity of ventilation inside the building, in addition to the building insulation. Moreover, we can also depend on the solar energy and the coefficient of performance of the equipment that we are used in the building. Also, the cost of operation. This is the main issue that we, in the design of any project or building, the life cycle cost of the building itself, it has many aspects to consider. The first aspect is the equipment and the performance of this equipment and the specification and the characteristics of the material that's used in the building. Till the durability and the warranty of this material and the equipment. The life cycle cost of this material will impact more than 55% during operation and cost, and this will impact on the environmental by producing more carbon emissions. The construction waste management. When we are talking about the construction waste management, in the development of the LEED version 5 and the waste management during construction phase, we are considering the diversion of waste and reduce waste from the design phase, by selecting some special material that will not consume many carbon emissions during the operation phase. So this leads us to think about the linear economy, recycling economy, and circular economy. When we are considering the linear economy, it's from the raw material, production, use, and disposal. But the common practice in the construction field, considering the recycling economy, which focusing on the raw material, production, use, and recycling some of the material, and the rest will go to disposal. But the circular economy, it's a closed loop. Like Dr. Salah Al-Haggar said, it's a cradle-to-cradle loop. We will not release any material outside the system. So the conclusion, when we are talking about the net zero, it's not that easy, but we have to go for the steps around the world. All green building councils do many efforts to focus on the net zero concept. So it's time now in Egypt to focus on this. the architects and building shall give some attention to the design phase and the pre-design phase when selecting material, when selecting specific equipment and in design. And we need to encourage the implementation of passive design, especially in affordable housing. This can be achievable, and we already did this in many Tarshid rating system buildings. Use renewable energy and reduce carbon emission, and implement circular economy concept, and begin now in implementing net zero until we reach to 100% renewable energy, 100% zero waste, and 100% net zero water. Thank you.